If you own a car you love, or just a reliable ride you can't afford to replace, I have a secret for you. You've been told that modern cars are disposable, that once you hit 150,000 miles, you're just driving on borrowed time. That is a lie. The truth is, your engine, your drivetrain, and your entire vehicle were engineered to go 500,000 miles or more. The gap between engineering and reality is defined by 16 simple, often counterintuitive habits that 99% of drivers ignore. Today, we're closing that gap. We're going to walk through 16 practical habits that will let you wave goodbye to early breakdowns and costly repairs. We're talking about basic knowledge that keeps thousands of dollars in your pocket and your car on the road for decades. Let's start with a habit so simple, most people forget it exists, but it's the gateway to every single drive. Habit number 16, battery terminals. Clean for strong starts. We all panic when the car just clicks in the morning. We think, dead battery, gotta replace it. But often, the problem isn't the battery itself, it's the corrosion on the terminals. That white, blue, or green crust, that's resistance. It stops the battery from delivering the strong, clean burst of electricity your starter needs. Weak starts stress your starter, your alternator, and the battery itself, shortening their life. Ignoring this small issue leads to repeated starter failures, which can run you $400 to $800 for a replacement, or a prematurely dead battery. The solution is a simple, cheap DIY job. Once every 6 months, just pop the hood, and if you see that fuzzy buildup, here is what you do. Disconnect the terminals, always removing the negative cable first for safety. Take a container and mix baking soda with hot water. Slowly pour that fizzing solution directly over the corroded posts. This neutralizes the acid instantly. Now, use an old toothbrush or wire brush to scrub the posts and connectors until they are shiny clean. Reconnect the cables securely, positive first, then negative. This 10-minute habit adds years to your entire electrical system. Okay, the power is flowing. But listen closely. What if your car starts acting weird? Never ignore those sounds. Small whispers lead to massive failure. Habit number 15, weird noises. Your car is not a stubborn child throwing a tantrum. When it makes a new noise, a squeak, a rattle, a grind, or a low-frequency hum, it's not a malfunction, it's a communication. It's giving you a generous heads-up that something small is about to become something catastrophic. That squeal on the highway? Probably a worn serpentine belt. Ignore it. And when that belt snaps, you lose power steering, the alternator stops charging, and the engine overheats. You're stranded. That soft grinding when you brake? That's your pads warning you. Ignore it. And you're replacing not just pads, but rotors and calipers too. The moment you hear an unusual sound, take a moment, find out where it's coming from, and then address it immediately. Small problems are cheap. Big problems are expensive. Never assume a noise will just go away. Is your car sluggish and drinking gas? The most expensive problems are often silent. We'll fix your lost acceleration and restore instant power with Habit 14. Habit number 14, MAF sensor. Clean for instant power. If your car feels sluggish, is getting worse gas mileage, and the accelerator feels like it's connected to a rubber band, the culprit is often the mass airflow, or MAF sensor. This expensive sensor measures how much air is entering your engine. If it's coated in dirt and grime, which it picks up constantly, it sends faulty data to your computer. Your car thinks it's starving for air, and your performance plummets. This directly kills your fuel economy, a 10–15% drop in efficiency. You waste money on gas every single day, and a replacement sensor often costs $150 to $400. You don't replace it, you clean it. Buy a can of MAF sensor cleaner. Do not use anything else. It's a $15 can. Unplug the sensor, spray the tiny wires gently, let it air dry, and reinstall. The difference in throttle response and mileage is almost instant. Fluid is the secret to 500,000-mile health. We must challenge the biggest myth your owner's manual tells you. It's risking engine death. Habit number 13, oil changes. Don't follow the manual. Here's the counterintuitive statement I promised. Your car's manual telling you to change your oil every 7,500 or even 10,000 miles? It's a compromise. That number is designed for optimal, best-case scenario driving. If you drive in heavy stop-and-go traffic, idle a lot, or take short trips, that oil is breaking down far faster. When it degrades, it leaves sludge and carbon deposits that cook your engine from the inside out. Sludge is the #1 killer of modern engines. A full engine replacement due to oil starvation or sludging? You're looking at $5,000 to $10,000. Compare that to an extra oil change per year at $60. For maximum engine longevity, especially with turbos, stick to 5,000 miles or 6 months, regardless of what the manual says. And always use a quality, full synthetic oil and a high-quality filter. If the oil was misleading, wait for the biggest lie: lifetime transmission fluid. Believing this marketing trap sets you up for a $7,000 repair. Habit number 12. The truth about lifetime transmission fluid. Okay, let's address the elephant in the garage. Lifetime transmission fluid. It's a brilliant marketing term, and it is a catastrophic engine killer if you believe it. There is no such thing as a lifetime fluid. That fluid is responsible for lubrication, heat transfer, and hydraulic pressure inside the gearbox. Every gear change grinds microscopic metal filings into that fluid, and heat breaks down its essential additives. Calling it lifetime simply means the manufacturer wants you to replace the transmission when it fails. This is like ignoring chest pain because you have a lifetime heart. A simple transmission drain and fill. $150 to $350. A completely failed transmission because the fluid turned to abrasive burnt sludge? $3,000 to $7,000. Every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, you need to perform a simple drain and fill. Never a power flush on an old, neglected transmission, but a gentle drain and refill of OEM spec fluid. It will breathe new life into your gears. Another engine fluid turns acidic when neglected. It starts slowly dissolving your radiator and head gaskets from the inside out. Let's look at habit 11. Habit number 11. Coolant turns acidic. Replace it in time. Coolant, or antifreeze, does more than just stop your car from freezing. It contains vital anti-corrosion and lubrication additives that protect the internal metal and rubber components of your engine and cooling system. Over time, these additives deplete, and the coolant actually turns slightly acidic. This corrosive liquid starts to eat away at your radiator, your heater core, and, worst of all, your water pump seals and gaskets. You end up replacing $800 radiators, or, in the worst case, a blown head gasket, which is easily a $2,500+ repair. All because you skipped a $150 coolant flush. Flush and refill your coolant every 3 to 5 years with the specific coolant type recommended for your vehicle: IAT, OAT, or HOAT. Do not mix types. It causes sludging. Forget the fluids. Now for the single most critical component: zero warning before total, instantaneous failure. This one guarantees severe damage. Habit number 10. Timing belt. Replace before it explodes. If your car has a rubber timing belt, this is the single most critical maintenance interval in your car's life. There is no warning sign. If that belt snaps in most modern cars, interference engines, the pistons slam directly into the valves, bending them. The engine instantly stops running and the damage is total. The preventative replacement cost is usually $800 to $1,500. The cost of ignoring it when it breaks? A whole new engine, which is $4,000 and up. Adhere strictly to the manufacturer's interval, usually between 60,000 and 105,000 miles. If you don't have a rock-solid maintenance record, assume it hasn't been done. It's cheap insurance. We're safe inside. Now, if you live where they salt roads, this habit is crucial. It saves your entire chassis from rust, preventing total structural failure. Habit number 9. Undercarriage wash. Rust's worst enemy. If you live where they use salt or brine on the roads in winter, your car's undercarriage is taking a continuous chemical bath designed to eat metal. Rust doesn't just look ugly. It compromises the structural integrity of your vehicle. destroying brake lines, fuel lines, suspension mounting points, and the frame itself. A rusted-out frame is a totaled car. You'll be chasing failed brake lines, $400 a shot, or needing new suspension components because the old ones are rusted solid. Ultimately, rust will kill your car long before the engine does. During the winter months, once or twice a month, spend $10 at the car wash for an undercarriage spray. Pay extra attention to wheel wells. It's an easy, cheap defense. Car is protected. Time for parts quality. A tiny $20 upgrade now prevents a major engine repair later. It's all about endurance. Habit number 8. Use premium spark plugs only. When it's time to replace your spark plugs, don't save $20 by using copper plugs. Spend the extra money for platinum or, ideally, iridium-tipped spark plugs. These are longevity upgrades. The platinum and iridium tips erode far slower, maintaining the correct spark gap for many more miles. This guarantees a clean, efficient burn, maximizing your power and fuel economy over the long haul. Worn out, cheap plugs lead to misfires, which can destroy expensive catalytic converters, a 1,000+ repair, and, obviously, tank your fuel economy. Use the highest quality, OEM-specified iridium plugs, and replace them on the suggested interval, usually around 100,000 miles. If you've learned a new habit that's going to save you money or a headache, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense advice like this to keep your car on the road, consider subscribing to Motor Minds. We're here to make you the most informed driver on the road. Habit number 7. Fuel filter. The hidden power killer. Most people don't even know their car has a fuel filter, let alone where it is. But this little component is essential for reaching 500,000 miles. This filter protects your fuel injectors from microscopic dirt. Over years, the filter clogs, putting tremendous strain on your fuel pump and starving your engine for fuel, causing hesitation and a lack of power. A strained, overheated fuel pump will fail prematurely. That's a massive repair, often involving dropping the gas tank, costing $500 to $1,200. Replace the fuel filter every 30,000 miles on older cars, or follow the much longer interval on modern cars where the filter is often integrated into the fuel pump assembly. Habit number 6. Brake fluid flush. The 2-year rule. When was the last time you changed your brake fluid? If your answer is never, listen up. This is a safety issue, not just a maintenance issue. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs water right out of the air. Water drops the boiling point dramatically. Under heavy braking, that water can turn to steam, and steam is compressible. Suddenly, your brake pedal goes to the floor. That's brake fade, and it's terrifying. Replacing a corroded master cylinder or an ABS pump due to internal corrosion is easily a $500 to $2,000 plus repair. Have your brake fluid completely flushed and replaced with fresh, high-quality .3 or .4 fluid every 2 years. No exceptions. Down to the top 5. This tiny $10 part is the biggest ROI. If it clogs, internal pressure causes a massive, expensive engine failure. Habit number 5. PCV valve. The $10 engine saver. Here's the biggest return on investment on this entire list. The positive crankcase ventilation, PCV valve, is a tiny, often plastic valve that costs about $10. When the engine runs, exhaust gases leak past the piston rings, creating pressure called blow-by in the crankcase. The PCV valve vents these gases back into the engine. If this valve clogs, and they do, constantly, that blow-by pressure forces oil out of seals and gaskets, causing massive leaks. A $10 clogged valve can lead to rear main seal failure, which is a $1,500 plus repair because it requires dropping the transmission just to get to the seal. On many cars, you can remove and shake the PCV valve. If it doesn't rattle, it's clogged. Replace it every 30,000 miles. It's truly the $10 solution to a $1,500 problem. PCV is done. Next, save hundreds on tires. You must adopt this next protective habit more frequently than you think. Habit number 4. Wheel alignment. Every 10K miles. How often do you get an alignment? If you wait until you replace your tires, you're waiting too long. Hitting potholes or simple component wear knocks your wheel geometry out of specification. Even a tiny misalignment causes the tires to drag sideways as you drive, leading to aggressive, premature wear like feathering. Misalignment can shave 10,000 to 20,000 miles off the life of an expensive set of tires. You're effectively throwing away $100 to $200 per tire. An alignment is $80 to $150. Get a professional 4-wheel alignment every 10,000 to 12,000 miles, or anytime you buy new tires or hit a substantial pothole. Habit number 3. Stop cold revving your engine. This is the easiest habit to adopt, but the one most responsible for premature engine wear. When you start your car after it's been sitting for hours, you must treat it gently. When your engine is cold, the oil has drained down to the oil pan. It takes a few moments for the oil pump to push that cold, thick oil back up to the top of the engine. If you immediately rev the engine or mash the gas, you are creating massive friction in the least lubricated part of your engine. For the first 60 seconds after starting, keep your RPMs below 2,000. Drive gently for the first 10 minutes until the engine temperature gauge reaches its normal operating zone. This simple habit minimizes internal friction, adding tens of thousands of miles to your engine's life. Habit number 2. Idling is slowly killing your car. Idling is worse for your engine than almost anything else you do. In fact, many mechanics will tell you that 1 hour of idling equals about 30 miles of wear. When you idle, the engine runs at its least efficient temperature and speed. You get incomplete combustion, which means more carbon and moisture are created and deposited inside the engine, fouling plugs, clogging the PCV valve, and diluting the oil. Your oil pressure is also at its lowest, providing minimum protection. Excessive idling accelerates all the problems we've discussed: sludge buildup and internal carbon deposits that kill efficiency and longevity. If you're going to be stationary for more than 60 seconds, turn the engine off. This is a new habit for most people, but it is critical for longevity. Habit number 1. Maintenance log. Your car's lifeline. This is the ultimate habit, the one that ties everything together. It doesn't involve wrenches or fluids, but it is the key to reaching 500,000 miles. Maintain a detailed, physical maintenance log. The only way to know when that timing belt was actually done, when your transmission fluid was last replaced, or when you last checked your brake fluid is if you write it down. You will forget. Mechanics will lose the receipts. When you go to sell the car, a pristine logbook showing consistent, proactive maintenance dramatically increases your vehicle's value. It proves the 500,000-mile engine you're selling wasn't driven on a prayer. Buy a small spiral-bound notebook. Every time you change the oil, rotate the tires, or flush a fluid, write down the date, the mileage, and the specific work done. Keep all receipts and staple them to the page. This log is the birth certificate and life story of your vehicle. Treat it as the most important document in your glove box. Reaching 500,000 miles is not luck. It is a deliberate process. It is the result of thousands of small, cheap, and proactive habits that prevent a handful of large, expensive, and catastrophic failures. You now have the 16 core habits you need. Start with just one of these today. Check your PCV valve, grab a notebook for your log, or schedule that brake fluid flush. Be proactive, not reactive. Because a well-maintained car isn't just reliable, it's a massive financial asset. Thanks for watching. Drive safe, drive smart, and I'll see you in the next video.